a moment of my career when I was everything. I was the architect, I was the engineer, I was the worker, and the user and owner as well. I made some great experience with my dad, with my brother, with colleagues. We had kind of an inspiring mindset. We know what was possible on the engineering side, and on the other hand, we know exactly what the users want. Don't get me wrong, there were also obstacles, especially with authority, mainly my mom, when we had discussion about working hours, where is the border of the construction, and noise emission. But overall, it was an inspiring mindset. When I grew up, I had to learn that the construction industry is split in many different disciplines. One of the main you found here. So number one, the architect, number two, the engineer, and number three, the workers. And if you would ask me, what is the importantest one if you ever build a house or something, I would recommend none of them. I would recommend him. And this sounds completely wrong, right? One thing that I love about construction is you can show the things very practically. So let's do this. Let's visit a construction site today and look how the process of building a house is going on. So the first that enters the construction site is the architect. He has many plans with him, and everything on the paper for each discipline an own plan. When another discipline also comes to the construction site, for example, the engineer, it's absolutely crucial that they have the same basic information on the plans. Now we can say, why do we don't put all the information in one plan? So let's try this. So the basic plan is mainly the one from the architect, so it is a structure. And then we can add the electricity, we can add ventilation, we can add the heating system, also the openings for the pipes, and not but least the structure itself, the reinforcement. And the result is not very useful. With so many plans, we have also the challenge that we have different versions. And when the workers comes to the construction site, it's essential that we have just one version and the right version. We have also limitations when we talk about 2D. So you see here the plan and what they build is absolutely the same. And as long as you don't use the stairs, it's not a problem. So let's say we found the right plan and the workers start building the first corner. Sounds easy, but when we say build, we mean we have to make some kind of a pre-construction to set the first corner. And this is a work you can just lose. There were many obstacles. If you do it right, everyone says, yeah, it's okay, it's your job. Hopefully you do it right. If there is a mistake, things can go really bad. And it's not just in this process, also with the plans and the different versions, many things can happen. And the result is quite easy. We met him again. So we are convinced in nuclear we found another way to make it better. You say testing a new method in nuclear area, highly restricted, is not the best idea. We show it is possible with building information modeling and a real example in the nuclear power plant in Betznau. We use new technology to be more precise, to be even more efficient, and we have a totally complete new way of working together. With laser technology, we bring ideas directly to the construction site. With augmented reality, we make invisible things visible. And this is not everything, as you can imagine. If you do the whole building information and modeling part, you get the digital twin for free. The digital twin helps you in operation and maintenance. And this is the purpose of digital transformation in nuclear. You want to see a real example? Let's go on a construction site in Betznau and have a look how they work today. So the first thing that you can see when the architect is on the construction site, there is absolutely no paper at all. Everything that he needs to work, he has on his tablet. We work not with plans, we work with a model. The possibility that the model gives us, we can show different structure, different status, different version. And this is helpful when the engineer comes to the place. We can hide the concrete and show the reinforcement behind the concrete. We can also show for the user or the maintenance crew how the final building looks like. For example, in this case, with the Dampferzeuger. We have a problem when we have a look at the tablet. We can zoom out, of course, but the overview is not so well. This problem we solved with our BIM house. It's mainly a big screen where you can navigate with the mouse, with the touch screen. It's very helpful when the people are not speaking the same language. It's easily to have a discussion about the construction detail. You can see nearly everything. When we talk about education, let's make a short example. I had an electrician guy, he come to the construction site and said, I'm the only one here without the tablet, Marc. And I said, yes. And he said, I want also have a tablet. I said, let's make a deal. I bring you the tablet, but you ask the site manager how to use it. I'm an engineer, but let's do a social experiment. What I've done with the site managers, I teach them step by step that it's not too much and at the time and so on. The site manager said to the electrician guy 3 things. First was, it's not so hard, I can do it. I do not have much time, so I tell you only once. And we have to be quite fast. What I expected, this will never work. What happened in real time, in less than an hour, he was full up to speed. And the difference between the red line and the blue line is the power of motivation. We do also laser scan for quality checks, compare reality with the model. We uploaded the ground model to the excavator so the driver sees everything on the screen that they need for work. Let's go back to the example with having the right corner to set the first stone. For this, we have our total station. It's a combination of a measurement system combined with a laser. The worker chooses the corner that he wants to have on the construction site, and the laser shows him the right position. But as I mentioned before, this is not everything. If you do the whole building information modeling part, you get the digital twin. We use the model kind of as a map. In this map, you can have a look, for example, at the system, and this is possible because we use the whole name convention in KKB. If you want to have a look closer at the component, for example, in 7 meters above the ground, you can go to the digital twin, click on this component, and you find directly the information who is responsible for the components, and also about detail stuff, electricity, and so on. There is always this discussion how far we should go when we're modeling stuff. And there is a limitation. And to fill this gap, we have our own KKB Street View, very similar to Google Maps. So we can freely move through our power plant. Let's be honest, it's nice to work with a digital twin. But the question is, how can you convince people that work for the last 20 years with paper plans? How can you convince someone believing in a laser point when they measured before everything by hand? The main question is, how can people feel trust? And I'm quite sure everyone in here has some methods, some ideas how people can feel trust. What I want to say to you is my 2 principles in leadership, how to do it. First, if the people need support, and when it's 24/7, then give them the support that they need. Care about the people. And second one is convince them with all the passion that you have. It's fun to work with BIM, and it's fun to work with a digital twin. Thank you.